Creative Critical Reflection by Hissa Hitmi. The first question: how does your product use or challenge conventions, and how does it represent social groups or issues? The inspiration of the movie The Legend of Huweja is from the cultural norm of Majlis, where family members and close family friends sit together and talk about their lives. In the film's opening scene, four teenage girls are shown sitting and relaxing around a fire pit on a cold winter night. As my role in the film was the director, I took special care in ensuring that the scene, along with the props and settings, represented the cultural norm very precisely. The opening scene of the film conforms to the conventions of a horror genre in all manners. The subgenre of paranormal horror is a subtle genre in which an evil entity plays with the minds of the audience without going into gory details. The character of Huweja is set to hide between the trees, and appears from between them. Therefore, the trees in the background were an important element of the scene. The cordial relationship between the four teenage girls and the grandmother is an important element of the scene. It breaks the stereotype of interracial mingling being frowned upon in an Arab society. The second question: how does your product engage with audiences, and how would it be distributed as a real media text? The target audience of the film The Legend of Huweja is predominantly female young adults, which may also be male, of the ages 16 and above. If the opening scene were to be converted to a full-length feature film, it would be very well received by the audience, as it uses all the conventions of a horror film and delivers what the audience expects. The distribution channels used for such films would be Netflix, Video on Demand, Prime Video, and other open networks which stream films by acquiring temporary proprietary rights. The third question: how did your production skills develop throughout this project? Before starting the project, I studied the role of a director in a film theoretically. I observed the various directorial ventures of Christopher Nolan, and watched how his films are similar in terms of details yet completely different as an end product. Furthermore, analyzing the opening scenes of different horror films made me understand how important a vision of the end product is for the director. After several discussions with my team members, I developed a vision in mind and set out for my first directorial venture. I worked backwards from my vision of the final product and instructed the team members on what they needed to do to ensure that we perfectly achieved the final product. In hindsight, I would have done a better job if I had taken the time to enroll myself into a short directorial course, which is available online, and teach the directing techniques used by famous directors. I will continue developing my filmmaking skills by continually learning about various techniques in future projects. The fourth question: how did you integrate technologies, software, hardware, and online in this project? Sound: as I preferred to have an original sound from the location, I had to ensure my group and I had the right technology to record the on-set sounds. We used the boom mic to capture all the sounds and dialogues while shooting. The editor used Adobe Premiere for the editing process, along with Adobe Audition and Adobe After Effects. For the filters, normal lumetri was used for basic color correction of the shots. A LUT lookup table by Peter McConnon was used to expedite the processing time, as we ran out of time to submit our first draft. I suggested using subtitles in the film to include wider audiences, as the dialogues in the film are spoken using Qatari dialect of the Arabic language. Thank you.